We have today with us, we have MegaMouth Gaming. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. It's good to be here.
Good. And we got DI Bear. She hasn't talked yet, though. I don't know if she knows she's muted or not, but yeah, she's here too. Hopefully, she'll figure out her mic situation. We can get that sorted out. And as always, we got Tordi and me. And yeah, so MegaMouth Gaming. What do you focus on your for gaming? Like, what is your main focus for your channel there, bro?
Well, it started out I had just gotten back into PC gaming after like a 15-year hiatus, and I'd always been partial to Total War. So if you actually go to my channel, most of it is Total War, and after being out the loop for almost a decade, and you come back in and you see what stuff looks like now, man, about made my head blow up.
yeah.
Especially, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the Warhammer Total War.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I can't even put words into it. And then it's not, and then that game's 3 years old, so it's like there's stuff that looks better already. And I mean, I have stuff in my library I haven't even gotten through. Like I bought stuff when it was on the holiday sale. I haven't even touched half of it because I just keep getting hung up on stuff that I like too much. But yeah, so I think I might transition more to some Twitch streaming.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You should definitely try to get a Twitch streaming going. Like, we have so many streamers on now. I wish Minds would start streaming already. Like, I don't know why they haven't hopped on that already.
Yeah.
They just need to.
Well,
yeah,
let's,
you should
let's
definitely
just,
get
let's just
some,
stream it on MindsGaming site.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I played my kid actually 6 years old, and he's all about dinosaur. And I streamed Primal Carnage with him yesterday, and he was actually sitting with me. And I tell you, that child was screaming and carrying sort of me. Oh, man, if nobody is familiar with Primal Carnage, you need to get in on it, because I'm telling you, when you're playing as the dinosaur, it's like an action game. But then when you're playing as a human, it is a straight up horror game. It's crazy. Y'all need to get all up in there.
Yeah. The one thing I always try to push on like streamers and stuff is that like on Minds, like because it's because they don't have an independent streaming capability, like a 5-minute upload and then promote your stream with that upload. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's probably one of the best ways I've seen it done. Yeah, man. So what's your favorite games from like childhood? What did you grow up on?
Let's see. I grew up in the 90s, and all my older brothers, they had the Sega Genesis. And I just remember, they would come over, we'd be playing some Mortal Kombat, they put the blood code in, and then everybody get yelled at for playing bloody games. It's the Street Fighter. And I believe back in like 1996, my grandmother picked me up a PlayStation for Christmas, not knowing what it was, of course. And she got all these mature rated games by accident. Like I'm like, 7 years old playing Resident Evil and such. And that explains a lot about why I am the way I am now.
Hello?
Hi.
Let me ask you this, like, when you were a kid and you went out, like, what was some outdoor games, like, other than video games you like to play? What was your favorite, like, activity game?
Oh man, well, look, I'm from a small town in the South, and I grew up in the 90s, so that was, in the heyday, parents didn't pay too much attention to us at that time, so we used to go fishing in the brackish river behind my house, and my grandmother would take all the kids in a truck that was not road safe at all, and we used to go fishing, man, like all day. And she would take us out to Paris Island. I don't know if you're familiar with Paris Island, but there's a pond there. Yeah,
a little too familiar.
Oh yeah, people either actually, well, most people hate it, but they they had a pond there, and man, you could catch some gigantic fish. There's also gigantic alligators out there, and we used to lure them in close with shrimp and then whack them with a stick. But we used to just be walking around out in the woods. Man, I don't know.
Sounds like a very dangerous game. I would.
Well, it builds character. I mean, I like them now, but back in the day, we didn't really appreciate the danger,
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, that was childhood in the South.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But what are some of your favorite other activities, like non-game wise? You like four-wheeling and you like fishing and that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, we are real outdoorsy types, like fishing, biking. We had a little neighborhood bike gang.
Yeah, man.
And then
I think everybody in those little towns did, dude. We all rode around on our ATVs. We thought we were the shit, though.
Yeah, well, we didn't have no ATVs, but my father has a family farm, not too far away from my hometown, but he used to send us there. As I got older, it got to be a punishment. They send you to the farm for the summer. But let me tell you, man, and I love my family very much, but stinginess is in the blood. We would have tractors and equipment and stuff just sitting there, but he'd make us do everything by hand. So, I mean, I hated it then, but that's kind of a nice peaceful life now. But yeah, man, we didn't have a whole lot of free time because we had strict parents at that time.
We're breaking up here. We got a lot of people in the party. It's having trouble keeping up. Makes
mouse
you,
moving.
What's up?
Mouse moving.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I was just listening into your conversation about sort of growing up, childhood games and stuff, and my obsession. I was sort of like a teenager in the 90s, and me and my friend Vicky, we became we were stoners big time back in the day, and she just used to come around my house. My parents were quite liberal, so they knew we were up there getting like wasted, and we just used to play Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Mega Drive. We were just obsessed with it, so we'd complete the game several times and then just go back to the beginning again and play it over and over again. We just got into this whole mode of playing it. It was really, I've still got a bit of a fondness for that game because I bought my kids a kind of a retro Sega Mega Drive for Christmas, so it was kind of for me as well, so we could play the old school Sonic.
Yeah. Did you a Sonic player in MegaMouth Gaming, or are you on Mario side? Which side are you on over there?
Well, we had the Sega, so I was all up in the Sonic.
Oh man,
in my memory, I was pretty good at it.
See, I tried Mario Brothers, but I just didn't get into it as much. But my friend, she was like the Sonic master. At times I'd have like a group of friends all in my room. We were all getting stoned on bongs and stuff, and she'd just be there, and everybody would be watching her play because she was like really good at it. But she was also really into Super Mario Brothers as well, whereas I didn't really get into that. She liked both, and I was like, "You're a traitor. Go." Super Mario Brothers isn't as good.
Yeah, I had Sega. But I wanted to go back to like an early memory of playing a game or something. It's there used to be this pizza place kind of close to my house, and they used to have the 4-player Ninja Turtle game. And then I used to spend like summers walking to the pizza place and like playing that game. And trying to beat it. Well, I did beat it, but like with different people, like random people that would come in.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, walking down to the arcade is just, you can't even do that anymore.
Does anybody or remember a game
somewhere, but
going back quite a long way now, probably into sort of the late 80s. It was the Spectrum 48K, the ZX Spectrum 48K. It was the graphic. You had to load the games on a tape, and it made all this really horrendous noise while you were
Yeah.
loading. It would take about half an hour. But there was a game that I really loved playing, and I used to sneak my computer on after I'd gone to bed at night when I was on a school night. And I had this volume control on my TV, so I knew exactly what volume I could have it at and listen without my parents hearing. I kind of tested it out by going into their room so they couldn't hear me. But I used to get really into this game called Oracle's Cave, which was like, it was a bit like the old gaming books, you know, like when you throw a dice and you fight dragons and you get different options to get different things that give you either, you know, energy or magical powers. And obviously it's like a strategy where you have to think about, you know, is food going to be a good thing for me? But it's not going to be a good thing if I'm locked in this room for like a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I used to play that, and it was a bit like the graphics on it. And I don't know if you can remember that movie.
You into any arcade games there, man? You big arcade gamer?
Well, you know, I think I mean, I don't have any experience with something like that far back, but I remember like the Time Crisis and all. I don't know if you guys recall Time Crisis. You got the like the light gun, and I remember that one always stuck out because when you would, you know, pull the trigger, like the slide would actually move back on the thing, and that was like the coolest thing, you know, to my little 10-year-old brain. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm from kind of a small town, so we always had to, you know, take a weekend trip to get to anywhere worth going to. You know what I mean? But Time Crisis, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember that one. I mean, I kind of have a bit of a fondness for some of the really, really old school games, you know, like Space Invaders. There's another one called Frogger. I don't know if any of you guys remember that from a long time ago.
I am familiar with that one.
Yeah. So
yeah. You know what we used to do, which was kind of funny, like crossing a highway. I would tell my friends, "Okay, time to play Frogger," and I would hop. And they would just like stare at me and like, "Come on, let's just see if we can make it." And then they kind of get like freaked out. But it was always fun to like play that joke on people.
Yeah. I mean, stuff now has just got so evolved, so advanced. It's just like it kind of blows my mind because some of the things that are coming out now, I would think, oh God, I was kind of thinking back in the day when I was just playing the Sega, you know, wouldn't be, you know, I was always looking at the graphics and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be really cool if like Sonic could suddenly do this or that? And of course, as time's gone on, they've been able to develop some of these things, and it makes me think, God, what's it going to be like even further down the line? You know, in sort of 10, 15, 20 years from now, what are we going to be doing with the VR and everything? It's just like really exciting. I don't think anybody's ever going to come out of it. You know, like once they're in that portal and they're playing that game, it's like, I'll just stay here forever. This is my new world, you know.
Yeah, you into any VR games, MegaMouth? You play any VR over there?
You know, I do not do VR. I just you know, I couldn't make that financial leap to get in the you know, a VR kit or whatever. But I mean, down the road, sure, I'd be open to doing something like that. But I agree with Meg about the you know, just what's things going to be like, you know, in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't know what's that movie where they go into like the game world, and I just remember there's like the Mecha Godzilla in it. Ready Player One, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I imagine it's going to be like that, you know,
where you're just in like your living room and everything's surrounding you, and like you're just in that space. Yeah, man, that would be hard, man. That'd be fun.
You know, I can imagine a lot of people's gonna rather do that than, you know, go to work and pay the bills. But I mean, I'd be down for it if it would be like you were really in there.
Oh yeah, and then you know, you'd have your own like game money and that kind of thing. It would be really interesting to see where it all went. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of that movie where like that's the only place they can really like live. I can't think of it now. Like they can only really live in the digital world. Like their world is like really fucked up. So the only way they can
Matrix.
like explore, the only way they can really explore is like go into their VR and like go see like do activities in there. Like otherwise they're just stuck at their little house or whatever in the ghetto. I can't think of the name. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Right, that sound a little bit like the Matrix to me. But there's
I
a
thought,
I
I was
love the
sort of
Matrix,
thinking,
man.
it's like, you know,
Everything's based off the Matrix in that kind of setting.
I was also like thinking about that film Lawnmower Man, you know, when the guy that he's not that intelligent, he's got a relatively low IQ, and he works for, I think I haven't seen the film for a long time, so I've probably got some of the details wrong, but I think he works for a guy who is developing some kind of advanced virtual reality technology, and he starts experimenting with this guy who's got quite a low IQ. Anyway, the upshot is, the reason it's called Lawnmower Man is because that's all he does is mow these lawns, because he's not intelligent enough to do anything else, but he becomes like super intelligent as he plays these virtual reality games, like because they start working on different areas of his brain
So
and
it's like the
developing
Matrix
different.
where they learn
It,
karate, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, you know, they just put a program in. It's like she's in that helicopter, isn't she? And she needs to they need to install this program really quickly or download it in her brain so she can suddenly fly this
Yeah,
helicopter.
yeah.
They do it like
Really
few
quick,
seconds.
like you could kind of do that if you have like this feedback loop, and you say so. You have to be able to map out the brain, and then so like you have that person do that activity, and then there's like, or you have like a feedback loop of like how it's supposed to be like imprinted in the mind, and then like you constantly like reinforce that, and then like it's like represented as like some like exercise in your dream or whatever.
Mm.
That'd be kind of interesting, like how that would like affect somebody. Yeah.